10 psychology tricks that'll work on anybody 99% of the time. Want to learn some simple psychology tricks? These tricks will help you in an incredible number of areas within self-improvement, including communication, first impressions, ability to get ahead, gaining attraction and admiration, etc. And yet, they're so easy to implement within everyday life. Each one of these tricks takes seconds to implement, so as long as you can remember them, you're good to go. Here are the top 10 best psychology tricks. 1. Adrenaline rush. This is one of the simple psychology tricks you've probably already heard of before. If you're on a date and you choose an activity that involves an adrenaline rush, this will help stimulate arousal in the brain and make the other person believe they are really enjoying their time with. 2. Warm hands. Warm hands. Best psychology tricks. When you shake someone's hand for the first time, try and make sure you have warm hands. Warm hands mean exactly that. A warm approach and introduction. This makes you far more impressive and attractive to the other person, no matter who they are. Cold hands symbolize a cold and poor introduction. 3. Laughing admirers. When a group of people starts laughing with each other, each individual will glance at the person they feel closest to. This is a pretty good way to see who enjoys the company the most at your office or within your group of friends. 4. Eliminating haters. If you think that someone doesn't like you, try asking them for a really small favor, like borrowing their pen. If they don't like you, then they will be inclined to say no to your request, naturally. However, asking to borrow a pen is such a small favor that it's incredibly hard for anyone to say no to that. After accepting your request for a small favor, you will eventually come to the conclusion that you're okay after all. 5. Fatherly advice. If you're stating something to someone or a group of people and you don't want them to doubt your judgment, mention that your father gave you this advice. People are much more likely to believe father figures' advice at first glance. 6. Shoot for the stars. When you want something from someone, be it a certain amount of money for an item you're selling, or you want your kids to eat more vegetables, aim ridiculously high. Start by suggesting an amount that is much higher than the amount you want. 7. Being memorable. This little psychology trick can be incredibly useful if you're trying to stand out and give people a clear memory of yourself or the time you spent with them. It's said that people remember the beginning and the end of something the clearest. The middle, however, is where things might tend to get a little blurry. What does this mean? Well, if you're setting up a time for an interview, try and make sure you're either interviewed first or last. If you're going on a date, try picking the beginning or the end of the day. And, whilst on the date, make sure to set a strong impression for the beginning and end of the date. 8. Always agreeable. All you have to do is start nodding whilst you're saying the thing you want the person to agree with. The nodding action makes the person start to believe what you're saying is actually true, and therefore they will most likely begin to nod as well and agree with you. This can work in certain situations where you might need to make a good impression on someone, but don't get greedy. This won't work for everyone. 9. The snack man. People who are eating usually feel comfortable within their environment. Eating is a calming activity and will likely help to smooth out conflict. If someone is angry with you and you start to eat, this will help keep conflict at bay. This fact was originally discovered after two people were fighting and one guy stepped in between them whilst eating a slice of pizza. He was coined the snack man. 10. Getting information. If you have a friend that struggles to open up to you, tell you how they're feeling, or even give you simple information, this trick is a perfect way to get that information out of them in full detail. Ask them a question, and if they respond partially, or it feels like they're hiding something, simply keep eye contact and remain silent for a few seconds. The silence combined with eye contact will make them uncomfortable. They'll do anything to break this tension, even if that means giving you the information they were holding back. So remain silent for a few seconds, and they will most likely continue to talk. Thank you for watching. Do like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.